going to start it right now.
Okay. I'm gonna get one more video compositing while we're waiting.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I know you were the fastest, Brian, but I'm going to use a different video as our reference because yours was shaking.
Yep.
But I have one with you versus me that we can look at. Just makes me dizzy after too long. All right. So while I'm getting this last video set up here, what was our thoughts on the format of the national event compared to a local event?
Fun.
I liked it.
Yeah, a little more proof positive. At first, I thought it was a little bit of administrative overhead, but each dang cone had a number, and you had a clipboard guy, and
Yeah, it's overkill. No question about it.
So when they do the national event in Memphis or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
like the final race, is it a Cleveland? Is it a tour or is it a pro solo?
The tour. Well, there's
Okay.
both. There's in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's both. It's one of each. But the tour is the popular one.
Okay.
The most highest attended, or however you want to say it. So yeah, you're there for a week and you get 6 runs. All right. Yeah, I don't. There's definitely, I don't know. There's positive aspects and then irritating aspects about it. Yeah, the whole numbering the cone thing. I genuinely have like 80 some hours into designing this one course. Because literally every single cone has to be numbered and they have to be in sequential order. And there was changes we had to make the morning of. You'll note the start I had was just a straight shot because I knew there was really bad pavement there. And last minute, like literally the Friday night, they're like, "Yeah, we can't do that. We have to have a bent start." So Strano and I were out there figuring out where to put a curved start gate in. All right, I'm gonna get this rolling. Let's put a video up and start looking. So let's start off with Brian. All right, everyone can see the video?
yes.
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 Okay. So let this run through. Oh, this is day 2. Okay, we'll come back to day 1. I was going to focus more on day 1 when the conditions were the same. I got to pull Brian's day 1 up. Oh, it froze. Oh, I see what's happening. I can't be editing on one screen and having that play on the other. 1 second there. So when you only get 3 runs, it definitely benefits you to walk the course a lot and have all the decisions made beforehand. Okay. Get this thing exported. All right, so we'll just start walking through this one. So we'll start on day 2 since I have this video up, and then we'll move our way back to day 1. So right out of the start gate, I noticed a couple different lines from people leaving this box. Back it up here so you can see it. The curve on the box was a bit deceptive. The time doesn't start until you pass the first 2 cones, right? Your goal is to maximize mile per hour through the gate, and I saw some people trying to like swing wide, like basically get the car straight before they left. There's actually less distance from that point to through the cones here. You pretty much just make this. You're just making it a straight line. It's an angle. So roll it in. All right, hang on. My poor computer can't do 2 things at once. All right, we'll come back to that. Come on, work with me. There we go. So to this, I actually beat Brian to this first cone. So it was a better launch out of the box. And then I completely lose it on the first corner. So can't really see with Brian's car. See how far I am? You can see this cone right over my right door mirror. I am way too far away from that cone. I carried too much speed into this box. Brian up top here is slow and tight, and he barely gets past that cone on the right hand side. And in this whole next section, he was just better set up for. So carried so much more speed through it. I'm behind now by like a car length. This box here, I did not walk the track enough and think this through. I got to this point and my brain literally froze and went, now what? So I'm very undercommitted to my line through here. Brian is very committed. He's planned this out exactly how much speed it's going to take to sweep right out to that outside, and he knows exactly when he's planning to turn. It's very very direct. You can't tell in the video, but I know because I was doing it. I got to this point and I'm like, I guess now, like it was just a total guess. And the funny part is, I designed these elements on purpose because I knew they were mentally tricky. I just wasn't planning for it to catch myself out. So this giant, what we call it, Illinois box, has no landmark or reference when to cone in. You can't count these cones as you're going by. So you have to look up here on the right to the apex cone and have some sort of a distance guess in your head as to when you're going to turn in. So by the fact by how early I'm able to get my hands squared up here, I turned in too early. I didn't carry enough speed through that corner. I definitely also undercommitted this corner. Like this was, you just go flat wide out. You can swing out a long ways. There's room to suck it back in. And I did not do that well. All right, so here, again, moment you enter this box, we're looking at the cone that's where my mouse is over here. So both heads straight left, we're looking at this apex cone over here. Wait, game of patience now. Right about now, pin it wide open. Look, it's now on my screen, earlier on Brian's screen. Pin it wide open, you got room to run out. And then again here, it's a matter of being slow and tight. I did a little bit better on this one, about being patient and keeping the car tight to the cones. But it was like a full second back on Brian. If we pull up Andrew and Puke, so we'll switch over to day 1 now. I'm just rambling. You guys type up when you want me to stop or say something. And I've been busy, so I haven't seen most of these until right now. So, all right, so about the same. Puke's on top. Puke's on top. Hands turned a lot. So Puke's. Are you on
It
here,
looks
Puke?
like he's understeering.
Yeah, I
and
was
he just-
understeering.
Yeah, he's scrubbing.
just
He's
keeps-
scrubbing a lot of speed, and you could track a lot wider out of there. Let me back up. Yeah.
So when you're understeering, turning the wheel more in the direction you want to go does not really help. It just makes you have to unwind your hands even more to get squared back up.
Yeah, I think I've had that issue before where I just keep turning. I think last race Jonathan was telling me like try to correct straight a little bit, then turn straight, turn, and throttle off it just a little bit, and that would help kind of get the traction back. But I just messed that up there in this case.
Resume.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Ryan, other Ryan. Yeah, I'll see if I can get that sucked in here. What's happening here? Okay, resume. I'm trying to get the Ryan Heiler's video rendered while we're doing this. Hey, look, Pinnacle Studios. Go away. Not what we want to see. Okay. All right, so Puke's back half a car length to that cone. Angle looks about right.
And he's looking in the right direction. Look at that.
Right. Oh, Puke made leaps and bounds of progress this week.
This is great.
Yeah, I was concentrating on what I've been told and trying.
That's good.
Obedient. All right, so we lost about another half car length through that box. I'm gonna guess it's not getting on the throttle as early as you could. Let me go back and look at the hands again.
Yeah. The wheel looks about the same.
Not the same. I think it's just at this point you want to roll your hands back. Yeah, okay, there you go. So see how Andrew's hands switched over earlier. You can
Okay, yeah.
get back on throttle earlier coming out of the corner. The car's gonna drift, quote unquote, to finish the rotation. Oh, hang on. Now we've pixelated. There we go. All right, I'm trying to render and do two things at once, and my poor computer is just not having it.
And going back to that understeer, I had that same problem when I guess probably my whole autocrossing career, just thinking it was just plow through it and you get what you get. And Jonathan rode with me and basically looked at me like, when the tires are making noise, that's bad. So now I know what that sounds like and feels like, and the result is it does plow you wide. So less throttle, less turning.
Charles, who's obviously very good at this, struggled with that just when he switched tire brands. So depending on what you're using so he was using the sound of the tire he was on to know that he was understeering, and then when he got on the Falcons, they don't make noise. I mean, unless you're really, really plowing. So he was doing that constantly until we told him that's what he was doing, and he corrected it. So what I do is I'll gently saw at the wheel back and forth because you can feel through the steering wheel when there's bites and when there's not bite. So whenever the bite goes away, I straighten it out a little bit, feel the bite hook up, and then I try and encourage the nose to come back into the corner. Give this about 60 seconds for Heiler's video to render.
So then am I an anomaly getting the Falcons to make noise, Jonathan?
You were really, really like you were at full lock and full throttle at the same time, which is never a condition you should be in.
Points noted.
Yeah.
Why don't you play the rest of this video?
I will. Give me 30 seconds. My computer is not
Okay.
letting me render and play at the same time. So, we can try. It just may throw a fit or be jumpy. Yeah, it's gonna throw a fit.
And good point about looking ahead. You can clearly see where you're looking. So that makes it clear about look ahead, not right at that cone. So very visible.
Yeah, like on these sweepers, I was trying to concentrate on the farthest cone, the last one in the sweeper. And then of course once I got near it, look past it.
Go to you move to the next one, yeah. Yeah, and if you do this right, so like you're nowhere near you're doing the correct line. You're nowhere near this outside cone, right? So once you get to about here, you can forget about this. It's physically impossible for you to hit that because you should be carrying so much speed. The car is trying to slide wide. You're nowhere near this one, so you're home free at that point. So your brain can jump up to picking up the slalom cones. We're at 80% rendered. So if we go back to the map, we can do this while we're waiting here quick. Okay. So we have the start. So cone, I guess we can zoom in, right? Zoom in. All right. So cone 117 is the first one that your eyeball picks up when you're at the start line. You're looking for that. Then as soon as you get to about here, you're going to jump over and try and pick up 131. 130 doesn't matter. Swing around. As soon as you get to 130, your wide open throttle, it'll push out and you're looking for 138. As soon as you get to about here, you're staring for 165, just like Puke did. Swing through here. Wide open throttle. Slalom, you're kind of looking at the slalom cones, but by the time I get to the middle, I've committed to the slalom. So, okay, now we can go back to the video. Okay. Poor computer. All right, we'll just let it play. Okay. It's all good. Shift points are good. A little too much, scrubbing off some speed. We're pushing wide and we're putting too much lock into it, as we discussed. This part's good. Eyeballs are in the right place. On power, wide open, you can literally be flat to the floor the entire slalom. And right about here, we start trying to find our breaking point. So I'm going to say Puke came in a little bit shallow. So both cars are at the apex, but here's this light pole, and it's over here on Andrews. So if we back up, try and pause it. All right, so where's our triple pointer? There it is. So here's our triple pointer right here. This is what we're aiming for. It's a matter of how close do we get to this cone. So what you're doing is Andrew's a bit further ahead right here. Oh, this is a good visual too. So Andrew's further ahead by quite a bit, right? His car is sitting up here. Puke basically passes him and gets to the apex first. Right? He made up a ton of space. But this is that apex fixation. If it was a race to the corner, Puke would have won. Because he got there first, he's pointing the wrong direction. So I bet by the time we get to the six-pack...
Yeah, I'm all out of swords.
He's all out of sorts, and he's lost all that time he gave back up again. So you see this in car racing, wheel-to-wheel racing, and the two guys are fighting each other. If someone dives to the inside and passes, 9 times out of 10, he gets passed right back again on the next straight.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah. So he got behind, and it was hard to make up the time on it. Hanging with it though. So now we pretty much had a feature that deleted all of that. It was a reset point. So now if he does nothing wrong, he'll remain this exact distance behind all the way to the finish. Okay, we must have done something else.
He probably didn't get as good of an exit as Andrew did.
All right, we're back into the box.
I think I turned too sharp into the box.
I think you turned a little bit, a bit sharp into the box. Then you drifted back over. You got the car back into the right place.
It also looks like he's just not carrying as much speed through the corners as Andrew is.
No, I'm not the one to give lessons on this one because that corner bit me in the butt every lap. So
You can see the speedometers right there and the tags. So
And
overall,
you can
very
see
good.
I messed up that exit a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Overall, though, massive improvement. The line's not bad. All right, let's find Tyler. Or as the PA guy said, Hiller.
That's a common mispronunciation.
All right, we're good. The same here. There you can see, Scott. You can see those micro corrections on the wheel.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling when the tires break, and I immediately snap back to get grip again. Same.
Close.
All right, I screw up somewhere because I know I lose. Wow! Holy cow! Ah, there we go. Yep, Ryan got it rotated better. I don't have the rotation done, so I bet you I lose it through the 6-packs. Yep. Oh, well, okay. I hit the nitrous button. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that darn Illinois box. All right, let's figure out what I did wrong. That's identical.
Yeah, dead even.
I got the tail loose. I'm going for
Yeah,
the,
it looks like you opened the wheel up way earlier than I did.
I had to catch a
Well,
slot.
And Ryan is a lot closer to the wall than you were.
Watch my hands. Like the tail tries to run away from me,
Yeah.
and I have to go chasing it.
Yeah, every time I've been in your car, I always felt like it on corner entry that the tail end's kind of wild.
I'm gonna have to look at it. I might have a mechanical thing I gotta fix.
When my cars are doing that, I usually just drop rebound a good bit and see if that cures. A lot of time that cures it.
I'm running it pretty low. I need to make sure I'm not like running into a bump stop or something. That's what I'm wondering now.
Yeah, that is one of the bumpiest parts of the lot down there too.
I'm wondering if I need to do I'll do that this.
A lot of the C Street guys, since you're bump stop limited, they'll just go to they'll tune it out with either a softer or a stiffer bump stop, depending on how progressive they want the breakaway to go.
Trying to see if it's corner entry or it's more mid to exit. It is a common problem, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. All right. After that, let's see. Yeah, I was not comfortable with these fast sections. And I'm wondering if it's me or car at this point, honestly.
Wish we had the cone maps available. There was one cone on that run out where if you were
Thing
bad,
we do.
Look at that.
So if you didn't get a good angle on 355,
This one.
it screwed you for the entire run up to the last left.
Yeah.
That was my assessment on my walkers. This is the most important cone on the course. Right. So like ideally you're looking for that cone right now and you really want to attack it and get as close as you can with running over with the back right tire. Actually, that's not the one, it's the next one.
367?
I think the map is a little different.
Could be. But it's this one, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I'm looking for. Yeah, the angle of entry on it is you wanted to not drive past it. You wanted to come out and try to get a little bit of an angle. I think that might be a little bit of a difference.
Cone. That's what it is. No, it's a cone here. It's not on the map. We had to add one.
Yeah, see if you can look at the position of the two cars as they go by and see if there's a difference.
It looks like your car's rolling over a lot more coming through that right-hander than mine is also.
Yes.
Who's on the bottom?
Ryan Heiler.
Yeah, I think because you got a better backside on that cone before the wallop, it placed you in a spot where you could maximize your acceleration zone. So if you watch the position as it drives by, not this one, but the next one, see how the angle.
Yeah, he's pretty much parallel to these.
Yeah, and you
when
see,
it came up.
yeah, and you see you're in a little bit of a disadvantage because you're kind of driving at the wall now that you didn't
Yep,
get.
I have to keep turning. You're right. Yep, I don't get to square it up until there, and now I got to immediately go the other direction.
That's probably worth about 0.6 alone.
And look what I lost by. About a second. All right, let me get the next one rolling here.
This is good because I'm about to host a breakdown of the pro in just a minute, so it gets me in the mindset of like doing data analysis.
All right, let's run this one again. This is day 2. Brian on top, me on the bottom. So I know I screw up the very first one. I carry way too much speed. I'm not tight on this. And then once again, all of these fast bits, I'm always chasing the tail. All right, I see Mike just sent a video. Let's see if we get that downloaded.
Were you gonna do one of these for one of the last locals,
The last local?
or for? Don't we have 2 more local events coming, like in August? And that's
Yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean run the same course again?
Yeah. Although the pro is like spray paint marked, it would be really easy to set those up.
Yeah, I don't have enough cones to do the pro again. We could do one of these again. I wouldn't mind doing day 2 so we get to try it in the dry.
Yeah, day 2 in the dry would be fun.
Yeah, I thought day 2 is the more fun layout, which is interesting because I know you designed it without reversing it in mind, and it just happened to work.
All right, let's. All right, we getting wideband down. Who else we got here?
I got
The slalom on day 1 was really tough with our car's gearing because it was like you either had to just stay in the limiter for like 6 seconds or brake super early.
What do you mean? Staying on the limiter shouldn't be a problem.
I can't afford to build my motor again.
I'm used to it at this point.
Yeah,
like,
if you
oh.
still have that 6-speed.
We're hitting
you
limiter
would never
again.
deep into third.
Speed light.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's not my car.
All right, I'm getting wideband put up here. Let's just run his as is while I'm editing it. Yeah, a lot more rotation late in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like I took that way wider than I need to do.
Holy cow, that's a new line.
Let's wait till you see the finish line.
All right, let's put this up against Ryan's video.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Nice catch.
Thanks, Chip. We'll see you.
See ya.
All right. Give me 5 seconds here. I normally do all these edits in advance, but I have been a little busy.
Only a little bit.
It also doesn't help when you get the video during the.
Well, in your one case, yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I wasn't certain if you're just gonna pull the YouTube one or not, but
Well, it's so much more beneficial when we can
have the original. Yeah.
tie them together. Mike.
And Mike, if it'll make you feel better, I did punt that very last outside right cone.
Yeah, I carried a lot of speed into it and was bleeding it off during the turn, which didn't work out so well. But I was only at, I think, a tenth off of Lisa's time for the day.
Oops, I see the problem. If anyone else is interested, we're gonna go to the low key event this weekend. I say me is going to the low key event this weekend because I need some practice. Clearly,
Also, I know I mentioned it to you, Jonathan, but I won't be running that event because I'm going on vacation. So that will be Eric Jessberger running it. He's done it for a couple years, so he's very familiar, and it should be a good event still with him.
Yeah.
However, I am going to design the course, and I was going to make the map tonight. I didn't get around to doing it, so I will send it to you guys early before you guys get there.
Then on Saturday or Sunday.
that's Saturday. Sunday, I'm gonna go to Misery Bay
I was
and
gonna say you're
practice.
going to both.
What's that?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're going to both. But yeah,
I'm going to both.
sounds like it.
I lose, and so I need to practice.
You losed?
I lose. And also, I'm definitely going to be throwing the car up on the rack this week and seeing if I have some weird something going on with the back end. Because it does when it hits, when it gets into a big compression, it does get very loose.
Yeah, I could definitely go for going to a few more events. Unfortunately, timing doesn't always work out so well.
Yeah, speaking of the Loki event, for the people who didn't know what it is, just because a lot of people typically have never heard of it, especially from like out where you guys are from. Typically, there's only like 40 to 50 people that show up, and you're gonna get like essentially unlimited runs. It's just a really good test and tune. The one that everybody came to last time, it was the first event we sold out in probably 6 years, and it just basically turned into a normal SCCA amount of runs.
Yeah.
But typically, you will get as many runs as you're willing to do.
Yeah, and I gotta imagine that this weekend's probably won't be nearly as filled since there's a lot of 4th of July stuff going on.
Yeah, that, and I think the weather's going to be kind of spotty whether it's going to be good or not. I mean, there's 36 people signed up currently. However, last event on Wednesday, there was also like 30 people signed up, and there was 80 by Friday. So I will also keep that number updated whenever I send the course map in.
I'll mention too, for those that don't know, it's on the Pit Race website, not Motorsports Reg.
That's tempting.
McDonald, that looks like it works. Let me get this downloaded here. All right. Thank you all for your patience. Computers work faster. This would not be a problem. I'm going to try playing a video again, and we'll see if it throws a fit.
Oh, look at this new looking Miata. Nice.
Look at the shorts.
Yeah, I need to go to the gym.
All right, day 2. Oh, we got the camera running away again. See if you can turn off that setting so it stops trying to self-stabilize.
Yeah, I talked to Megan afterwards. I'm like, because I didn't set up the camera. She did.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
like, we need to turn that off.
Yeah.
Muted. Yep, that's the new guy. Wait, I'm muted. Sorry.
It's very impressive stabilizing software. I'll give them that. That's crazy.
Accelerometers don't work great with lateral loads.
All right. Yeah. So it'd be tough to overlay it, but let's see if we can see anything. Hard to pick up really small numbers. Because you were what, like half a second off Brian on this run?
Something like that.
Let's
I don't
see.
even know if it was that much.
Oh no, it was 0.2 seconds off Brian on this run. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to see 0.2 seconds.
No, probably not.
All right, so if our fast people would get their cameras functioning, Brian and Ryan.
Maybe that's part of the secret.
Yeah,
Then
you-
we're hey,
Keep
purple
your
rain.
camera sucky so people won't analyze your data.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
Keep the secrets. We'll
I
say
want
one
to
thing that's
protest this
funny.
camera.
Watching
All
that
right.
video, I realized how many times I take my hands off the wheel. Like, I don't do that any other time, but for some reason driving me out, I do.
All right, Mike and Ryan. Good to there. Good to there. Mike's a little bit late on rotation, so you took it a little bit shallow.
Yeah, I went in. I definitely went wider off the first one.
Yeah. Wide is fine. There was room to get it back again. So screw this up and back it up. You're in the same place. So you see where your wheel right here is not, it's already tainted, right? You let yourself drift for that 2 car lengths over to the right as opposed to staying out. So we call that Lisa syndrome of drifting over. And so then when you got to here, then there was suddenly no room to turn because you had lane changed over.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that is it right there. So this is a great visual. Basically the same thing Puke did. To that cone, you really haven't lost anything. You're just down on mile per hour because of the line to get there.
Yep.
So then by this cone, you're 2 car lengths back again.
Yep.
Yeah. Patience in the corner. This I want to talk about. This that is the only person I've seen do the line you do here. Where are you going?
I was trying to square it off a lot over there, and I didn't even do that well. Yeah, that was not going as tight as I should have.
Wow, and that was your fastest run. That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I probably lost 2/10 on that end slide at least.
Oh, you probably lost more than that, yeah. Yeah, so I guess we just didn't break enough. Didn't get it rolled up.
I was trying to continue to brake too much during the corner.
It looked like there was like a little bit of like lift off oversteer almost too, like as you started the slide there.
You recognized you were going too fast, but by that point you were already committed to the corner. Probably would have better to stay in it and turn the wheel a little earlier, but Very interesting.
All right, I know it's shaky, but I'd love to see my run compared to someone else's.
Besides me? Oh, your day one run.
My day one run.
Let me find it. Brian.
I'd like to see it against mine. I think, I can't remember how much you beat me by, but I was in second on that one.
I think I was
It was-
ahead by like 7/10.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, it
curious
was
where I
almost-
lost
it was
it all.
almost a second. Okay. Hold, please.
After my supercharger install I just got done doing, that shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Oh yeah, and those new bushings.
What bushings?
I don't know nothing about no bushings.
Why else would he take the whole control arm assembly off?
To
The
clean them.
intercooler piping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went with the Bluetooth struts, and it follows that same path.
Oh, okay. I see, I see. Now, is that Bluetooth through your phone, or do you have some chip that you plug into the OBD2?
It's kind of crazy. It goes through the Bose amplifier from the factory audio.
It's got the Fast and Furious laptop compartment under the passenger seat cushion.
Warning, danger to manifold.
And that's 17-speed transmission.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I'm learning. I have been picking slightly incorrect line approach. Well, the line in general, and then the approach to the line. I'm going maybe wider on cones. I should have been going tighter on, thinking I'm carrying more speed, and so I'm learning. I appreciate you guys doing this and sharing.
All right. Give me that close.
Yeah, it was interesting to see how much I lost on line as opposed to just being slower because of instability.
Yeah, you handled that bowl of Jello quite well. All right, I'm gonna call this about right. That's probably correct.
But I did have a good, nice battle all weekend with Tim, and he's kind of my benchmark guy, so I like that.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to say, the total spread. Well, okay. After day one, the total spread was about 5 seconds for the whole field, which, just for reference, is like we just got back from the pro solo, and the entire CS field had like a 12-second spread. So everyone is getting substantially better at this. Day two through.
I was gonna say, was there like any type of gap between like the STR cars and like everything else? Because it seems like the cars that are set up how like ours are like a few seconds faster.
Yeah, the pro is not a good reference because of the drag strip start. So any car with horsepower has a much faster raw time. But I'm just saying within a typical spread, that was a national event. There was tons of really good drivers, and we have a tighter spread from top of the field to bottom of the field. Day two through so Tim was the slowest on day. No, Scott was the slowest on day one with a 55.6, and Brian had essentially a 49. So it was only a 6-second spread. Day two, with the rain, caught a couple people out, so the spread was a lot higher. It was almost 10 seconds. Fastest to slowest on day two.
But I finally beat Lisa, except not enough to change over the first day.
Day two was weird. I tell you what, that was the weirdest changing conditions ever. Like it literally was a different track as each person went out. So I don't know how much credence we can put into the results on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I also ended up throwing away my best run, which is the final run. But I just overshot one corner and completely screwed me up.
I'm watching it render frame by frame. We're 60% done, but Brian is to the Illinois box first. So the gap was created before the Illinois box.
I know on day one, Tim beat me by 0.07, and then I beat him Sunday overall by 0.18.
The total spread was 0.4 between you two.
Ah. Now, granted, the cars are different, our ages, our experience, so I want to get up there with you guys. It's just going to take me time to just get there, but it's good to have someone jovially close,
Yeah. Well, what I was trying to say is that the problem here is you're getting better, but everyone else is also getting better. So you're really looking at the percentages, and to only have a 5-second spread across a 23 car field, that's very good. There was way worse people showing up at the pro solo.
Which I got spanked in the pro solo, but if you look at the other top 4 cars in STS, oof, yeah. But I had fun.
Yeah, do you have a limited slip car, or is yours an open diff?
It isn't open.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just
I
give
think-
yourself a second per track on that one.
I think it's more like 2 seconds per track on that, because the acceleration out of the corners is.
Oh, but he compensates
Nowhere
with
close.
understeer, so.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. If anyone needs to take an Advil, do it now.
Is there an earthquake happening during Brian's run?
I'm already ahead.
Well, so because your camera's in the wrong place, let's just go back and all agree that we started at the same time.
Okay.
So perspective and everything, it's
That's close.
close enough.
Yeah.
So what I think after watching these back and forth, deceptive, because we all say, "Wow, Brian's the fastest." Brian's the slowest. He takes the corners tightest, and he's probably got the lowest average speed through there. It's just too tempting to get on the throttle and carry too much speed into it, because that's the only feature that has happened up to that point.
That is close.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna run it over.
We're gonna have to do a 3-way battle between the 3 of us, because up until this first corner, it was basically identical laps. I can't see the cone on Brian. Oh, there it is. We'll just reference right side cones.
I'm a little bit ahead.
A little bit ahead, yeah.
Oh, what the heck
Whoa,
happened?
what happened there?
Now you're a lot ahead.
Okay, Ryan must have lifted somewhere.
Yeah.
Try to look at the tag.
Can't see Brian's.
No.
Oh, or Hyler was braking. That's the other
Where'd he
thing.
go?
Did he go away?
I don't hear him anymore.
Yeah.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there
He's
he
there.
is.
Do you know what you were using as a braking marker?
Free space. But I was just going off of
When
what
it
I
felt
felt
right.
like.
Yeah.
I wasn't using a visual there.
I bet you that's why the gap was created. I bet he brakes right before that cone. That's got, yeah, there you go. You can see the car at the nosedive.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep kicking this over again. You can see the front of the car touch down right there.
I definitely just braked up half second earlier.
Brian and his ABS.
Haters gonna hate.
His Luxo barge.
The next race, Brian has to run with the AC on.
I
That won't do
can't. I
it.
don't have any fluid in it. It'll destroy it.
You can, it won't turn on. You can push the button.
Oh, it just won't turn on?
Yeah, the compressor
Yeah.
doesn't kick on. Mine's been like that for months.
You get the bonus fan turning on though. So
Yeah, I will say that Brian's hands look very, very smooth for everything. Doesn't look like there's much correction or secondary actions.
It's hard to tell, to be honest. I see
Just
3
holds
steering
it.
wheels at every frame.
Well, the earthquake helped him, so. Helped
That's
with
right.
rotation.
Holy cow. I'm going to have to help him build something for this camera, because this is ridiculous.
A roll bar.
Nope, not putting a roll bar in. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, but yes, I agree. There's less correction going on. It's more of a commit to an angle and hold it there.
I was almost backsiding that cone.
Oh, there's a little correction, a little bit of sorts there, yeah. I'm wondering if I'm hitting bump stop on those big bumps. I'm gonna have to check.
You might have the Joe issue.
I might have a less extreme version of the Joe issue. That's right.
Yeah.
His car had to have like felt insane through any bump. I saw like what that looked like,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
drove it.
really bad.
I drove it at one of the test tunes, and yeah, it just didn't feel consistent. It felt like it could step out on you at any moment, but
Right.
His only suspension travel was the compression of the bump stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a quarter inch of travel before that.
That maybe.
that was the wallowed out part of the bump stop.
Yeah.
Curious because I know because Andrew's car doesn't seem to have that issue, and I set his shocks up identical to mine, so that's a curiosity.
Do those have the NB top hats on them?
They have the coilover's own top hat.
Okay, because that's what Joe was saying. He has NA top hats, which have less travel.
Yeah, right. Well, he
Yeah.
also has shocks that weren't designed to be coilovers and then got lowered. So
Yeah, he was basically running a ES car, and then got better springs. So with the coilover collars for the conies.
oh, I know what we can look at. Let's see.
All right, the blooper reel. All right.
Hey, look, a gate.
Did you manage to not hit any going through it the first
Oh,
time?
no, I took out like 2 or 3.
Okay. I was saying, like, if you
Actually,
didn't hit any, that'd be very
it
impressive.
probably says here. Let's see.
Well, it would just say DNF.
Oh, it just says DNF. Yep. Yeah, it was so slick. It was like driving on ice.
Jeez. Yeah, definitely first run, second day was impossible. I mean, cold tires and
It was weird how fast it dried up though.
yeah.
And then it rained again, like right in between our second
I
and
got,
third
I got
runs.
one good run.
Yeah, that was super weird how it rained again.
Brian got 3
Yeah,
good
it
runs.
rained right. It rained on me right on the start.
I guess Brian's first run was also slick. He was 3 seconds slower than his later run, so yeah, it was slick at first, but you get 50 cars going over it, it dried up. don't remember if Lisa spun or not.
It looked like wherever you were at, she did spin.
I'm gonna say either spin or lock up the right front tire.
She did not. She has no
Okay.
DNF.
IX Center is so bumpy.
It is, yeah. I'm wondering now. The two events that I've struggled at this year are both IX.
I have found so many pebbles all through my car, like after pulling all the
Oh
suspension
yeah,
out of
dude.
it.
I can
It's
hear
like
them
you
rolling. It's
dropped the car in a gravel pit.
Yeah, like they were all like the inside of my fender because I don't run fender liners. I grabbed a handful of gravel.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gaining weight between runs.
Essentially, I need to bring a vacuum next time.
Messing up the corner balance.
She hits a cone in this one somewhere. It's probably a slalom cone.
Yeah, actually, I think she may have just beat me on her final run. Day 2.
Her
I don't know.
final run was a cone.
Okay, so maybe
Her first run is 57.3. Yours was 57.2.
yeah. Okay, so I did get her by a 10th.
You got her on the second day.
Yeah.
There's the
As,
rain.
as it started raining.
Here comes the
halfway
rain.
through the middle-
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. You could start on a dry run and finish on a wet run. It was ridiculous. And the rain was coming down so hard, like it didn't even. It immediately made it slick.
Yeah. It was one of those where you needed the slide to accidentally turn on your wipers.
It was a traditional real world motor race. Someone got screwed.
Yeah, I know Logan was struggling to put in a decent run on day 2.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What else do we want to look at? We've gone through all the video that's been sent to me. I guess we could look at Puke's day 2 and see if there's. What? No way.
So Jonathan, how was the SCC car or SSC car?
Very, very numb. Power steering and fly-by-wire throttle was weird.
The drive-by-wire throttles in the 86s are horrible.
It took me a while to figure out that's what it was. I mean, so I finished last in class. However, I was the only one in the class who wasn't a national champion. And I was only 2 seconds off the leader on a 100-second track. So I'll take what I can get from it. It wasn't horrible. I would enjoy doing a pro in my own car because I know how to launch that one. That was good.
Lines are a little wide on those sweepers.
Let's watch it again. So you were, where is it? 55. Brian was a 53 and a half. So you was a 1.5 seconds out here to find. Oops. Back
Yeah,
up.
this is my first run.
This is your
Yeah,
first.
that corner going into the slalom, you were pretty far out.
This is.
Oh wait, no, it is like 3. I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay, I think you only sent me the good one. I think so. So you did the same thing I did. We're wide off this cone, which is wrong. So because we're wide off that cone, you spend a lot of time turning in here, and we're not setting up for that. Brian was already basically pointed at this thing.
Yeah.
So he created a straight, and we were doing a big slalom. Over braking there, it looked like. Probably could have used a little more momentum. That was annoyingly tight. There we got the understeer scrubbing going on again. That looked good. That was a good corner.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah, that looked good too.
all my day 2 runs, my camera decided that even though I charged it in the morning, it would kill its battery before they even started. I sent you a link to the ES second place's fastest run from day 2. That was DJ Alessandrini's.
Okay, let me pull it up.
I wasn't certain if you wanted to see how somebody who has come close to being a national champion ran it.
What was he driving?
He was driving a FRS.
Okay.
But in stock class, so. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a bit faster in the straight lines. So I think at the time was something like a 46.
Oh, that was a big difference right there. Yeah, how he got himself set up for those boxes. Very ahead. I was very behind. I was behind all day. So Andrew ran a 54.2, so he's less than half a second off Brian.
I think I'm gonna head out for the night.
All right, yep, I think we can wrap it up here.
Too. All right.
All right, well, good. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yep,
There's
fun.
a barbecue. There's the test and tune this Saturday. There's a barbecue at Joe's on the 14th at Murphy's. And then we'll be getting ready for the 28th. So enjoy the summer break.
Okay.
We'll see you guys.
All right, thanks.
See you.
All right.
See you guys.